Hello, the people. I don't know if anybody's in here yet, but that doesn't matter. Some people will start filing in here. Oh, 8 people in here already. Um, yeah, I didn't really like plan on doing any content today, but brother, once I saw Jimmy Butler was asking for a maximum extension, yeah, I figured that people would have opinions, would want to say things, would want to talk about it. So here we are, as a group, as a team, as a collective. So, ladies and gentlemen, the rules are always the same. If you want to get up here and speak, feel free to come up here, speak your piece. This is a free space. This is open to listening to all schools of thought, um, as evident by my dog CS pulling up on the stage. CS, brother, how are you doing today? CS?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, sir.
What's up, bro? What's up?
Chilling, man, chilling. What were your initial thoughts when you first saw the news that Jimmy would be seeking a $113 million 2 year extension in Miami?
They finna get him that money. They're gonna give him the money. Like I already know how this about to go. Like they about to extend this man. Like I'm not even bringing myself to delusion that they're gonna move him or he's gonna. No, they're gonna give him the money. And they're gonna give him the money because they didn't give away his money. Like I feel like Miami's in a perpetual loop of trying to fix their fuck ups. Like that's
Correct.
literally all it is. Like that's all it is. Like everything is like trying to fix their fuck up when they fucked up with Maxi. Is trying to fix their fuck up when they fucked up with Wade. Like that's literally everything is just a cycle of trying to get back to where they were supposed to be. That's literally all it is. So they're gonna pay him. They're gonna pay him. They shouldn't, but they're gonna pay him.
I think that's where the nuance of this conversation will get lost on Twitter, because Twitter is where nuance goes to die. Because we are going to have the conversation about what Miami should do as opposed to what Miami will be doing. But like, I want to make this no secret to anybody. The minute I saw that Jimmy Butler was going to be asking for that extension, I knew he was going to get it. And Miami is going to move mountains to make sure that they get, like, there will be no negotiating. There will be no
Nope.
middle ground. There will be no him taking a team friendly deal. Jimmy Butler will get the exact contract that they're saying that he's asking for. And people will think that we're supposed to applaud it. And I will not, because right now, at this very moment, I know that is a bad contract. And it feels like nobody else will know it for another 2 years, which is what is so frustrating. Threat, my boy, what's going on, gang? How you doing today?
Cooling. Just getting into my bag, which is off season mode, ready to slander Pat Riley, Jimmy Butler, and the rest of these boys. You
You feel
know.
me? I saw you getting into a few fisticuffs on the timeline earlier today. You
Hey,
know what
I'm warming the car up, baby. That's all that is. Hey, like Jimmy Butler coached in the
This
regular
nigga's a
season, I
minute.
was coasting all season. The off season, my playoffs.
that boy said?
This
That boy
nigga's a
said
minute.
like, bro, that nigga on the timeline. He was like, when Jimmy Butler coasted all regular season, I'm finna coast to the contract negotiations.
Fuck that nigga.
But bro,
Fucking minutes.
like, like, I just want to hear like your thought process, brother. Like, what did you initially think when Jimmy Butler asked for it, and like, what did you think when you came to the realization that no matter what we say, Miami's going to give that nigga that money?
Well, we heard rumblings of it previously, so the news dropping today didn't startle me at all. I think we even discussed it already, but like CS said, bruh, it's them trying to fuck up their mistakes, bruh. It's all that. That's all it is, bruh. They're trying to do right their wrongs through Jimmy Butler, like they did with Haslam, what they did to Wade. They just trying to fuck up. They're just trying to fix up all the fuck ups, bruh. Like I don't think Jimmy Butler should demand that same respect that Wade got, because Wade brought three here. He brought legacies here. He changed the entire landscape of the franchise, bruh. Jimmy Butler does not have that same effect, bruh. Niggas are being like, oh, he brought us out of poverty, bro. We were already stunting before the nigga got here. We won before he got here, and we gonna win after the nigga got here, bro. Thank you for them Easter Conference Finals banners, though, bro. I appreciate that. That's good looking out on that. But, bro, like, the nigga didn't win, bro. At the end of the day, he doesn't demand the same respect that a Klay Thompson would get or like a Steph Curry would get for winning what they did with their dynasty, bro. Like, those are legacy players to me when you win with a franchise and you've been there for a long time. Jimmy Butler's not a legacy player to me, bro. Just that's just my opinion, and I wouldn't pay him, bro. I would send his ass on his way. That nigga's made several stops, bro. There's no doubt in my mind he could take one more stop, bro. The nigga's been everywhere. He can make a fourth or fifth home, whatever number that is, bro.
I think you make a good point when you're talking about kind of like this being a legacy contract and the way that other players have established legacies in order to like deserve something like this. Like you don't have a problem when Kobe gets a contract like this because Kobe won rings for that organization. Kobe
Facts.
put in the work for that organization to earn like a contract when he was beyond the time where he was effective or wasn't producing anymore. Like I feel like what's happening is like this fan base wants us to glorify the last 5 years of Jimmy Butler losing, and then want us to be appreciative for that and give him this legacy contract. He has, like, in my opinion, I'm sorry if people don't agree, but he has no legacy in Miami. Like,
I
that's the
mean,
way I was brought up in this shit. What's up, Kim?
yeah, compared to like he just does compared to like all the other places he's been. That's what they gonna play off of. But to Threat's point about righting their wrongs, I even tweeted about that on Twitter, bro. Like you right your wrongs that you did Wade through Bam, and I only say that because he's a son of the Miami Heat. Like you drafted him.
That's a great point. Like, I feel like
That's who you
I,
right your wrongs through, bro.
I feel like that's a great like, and I feel like that's a lot of reason why we feel like that because Bam feels more like he belongs to the Miami Heat than Jimmy does. Like, I don't know why people have made Jimmy Butler like this mainstay here when Jimmy Butler is a rental. Like
Just
he
cause
was. Go ahead.
just cause Wade did a lot, like and pushed him towards this direction, that doesn't you I just can't give him all Jimmy all like that love that Wade received or like making him a product of Wade because he's really not, bro. Like, yeah, he only got here because of Wade, but nah, bro. Like, he shouldn't be paid at all.
But the facts remain that he will be. So what does that say
Right.
about what
It,
Miami's plans are for this offseason?
I think that they're not even trying anymore. That's a signal that they're not trying. They're not serious. Um, and I'm also glad that y'all brought up Klay Thompson because that's really the person who I'm looking at and being like, what are they doing? What is Golden State gonna do? Because he helped put four in the rafters over there, bro. Like, if Golden State fans are okay with like getting rid of him, we should be okay with getting rid of Jimmy.
I think so too.
It's
I think so
it's
I
too.
it's
agree,
not
bro.
even it's not even a debate, bro. Like the Golden State fans are okay with losing Klay Thompson. I feel like, bro, like because they know they still have something in stuff, and I think some of us feel like obviously not as strong when it comes to Bam, but it's like okay, you just got to go in a different direction, a different era. Like it's not a different. It's a new chat. It would be a new chapter because Steph will still be there, but for us, it would be a whole new era. Like, bro, you just have to go into that. Like, you got Dan Levitard up here talking about something that the organization needs to be able to see these things two years in advance of us, like in the media. Like, bro, what? Like, oh, now that's the stance you gonna take? Like, yeah, well, some media was saying it. It's just this little local black-owned media called Basement Sports. Like, bro, like two wasted seasons, dog. Like, they sat on their hands, and I'm gonna be real. It is a lot on Bam, like to kind of push the button, the envelope with this situation, bro. Like, he does hold a lot of power now. Like, I think in a way that he never did before.
I feel like I'm gonna be real. I feel like Kyle Lowry is a bigger legacy player for Toronto Raptors than Jimmy Butler is for the Miami Heat, bro.
He overcame.
Absolutely.
He won a ring after all those
And
failures,
and,
bro.
th- and them boys was straight with letting that boy dip, bro. They was straight with letting that boy slide. Them Raptors fans was cool with that, bro. Right?
Because they
I, I
had
just
Pascal,
I,
they
I
had
just
OG.
don't think Jimmy demand that same respect, bro. And that
I
nigga
mean,
won something too, bro.
I think he deserves the respect. I think kind of on the same level as Kyle to some degree, but there shouldn't be no pushback from the fans on like, no, we can't because he's Jimmy. When it was like, bro, you seen organizations like Kyle in Toronto, like they let him go, bro. Like what are we doing? And it was no upset stuff. Like, yeah, they took like several steps back since, but it's like, bro, like I'm not worried about that because you know how you were saying like threat, like Wade brought legacy players and all this. Like, bro, like Bam has that ability for this
Facts.
next wave of players who don't have legacies, bro. That's the crazy thing about it.
bro. I think like I think when you talk about Jimmy's legacy, bro, like the highs of his legacy. First of all, like Jimmy's career with the Miami Heat has kind of been surmised by the results and not necessarily by kind of like the process or the steps taken to achieve those results. So people talk about team success and they attribute that to Jimmy, and then they're justifying giving him this type of money because of that. And it's like, bro, like Spo, Bam, like those guys were equally as important. But Kendall, to your point about how like we've been saying like Dan Lebatard said that the media should be or the organization should be saying this shit 2 years ahead of the media, and how we've kind of been trumpeting like these same points. CS shared like some screenshots in the group chat today of an article from Barry Jackson with an advanced scout or a veteran NBA scout who essentially feels like he just quoted Kendall throughout the whole article, brother. Like when it was an evaluation of kind of Heat players. Uh, so yes, when you look at that in conjunction with the fact that Miami is going to end up paying Jimmy Butler all this money, brother, like how do you interpret that to like what we should expect from Miami's offseason?
I just want to say that wasn't me who shared that. That was Donald.
Oh, I'm sorry, the nasty
I
man.
just piggybacked off his shit, but
yeah, either way, you're the same person to me. Your likes are gross too,
bro. I just think they just go fucking fuck you. I think they just go. I think they just go give Jimmy his money, bro. Like I don't see any other scenario where this doesn't work out that way. And like I was telling them last night when I was arguing with the motherfuckers in playback, I was like, bro, this nigga Jimmy need to take a pay cut. Like I'm not on the train of like, oh yeah, just get rid of Jimmy. I'm not on that train. I want him to stay because I think he's provided something to the Heat in a time when they needed it. But I don't think he's worth $50 fucking million. Like that's just not it. Like, bro, if you want to win like you say you want to win, you need to take a pay cut so they can actually build out and flesh out the roster with younger, more athletic talent. That's the reality of the situation. I've been consistent saying, like, I don't think Jimmy's ever going to win a ring with Miami as the best player. But I think he can win a ring in, like, a higher role than what Alonzo Mourning had. I do think he can do that. But he's got to come to that realization in his mind. He's got to be willing to sacrifice the money. But I don't think he does. That's why I kind of agree with Newbie talking about Jimmy just be talking. Like, I don't think he actually believes a lot of the shit he be saying. Because if he did, his actions would line up. Bro, if you really wanted Dame, you shouldn't waited until he got to the Bucks to throw like that little hissy fit that you threw at opening day with the emo Jimmy shit. Like, that's all that was a fucking hissy fit. Like, bro, if you really felt that strongly, you should have been in that office every fucking day telling them, like, look, y'all need to go get this guy, whatever it takes. But he didn't do that. So, like, bro, you got to eat some of this shit too. You got to take that pay cut so they can actually build younger and better talent around you, and bam, so y'all can actually go win. That's how I look at it.
That to me kind of like leads into Kendall's point, where at this point I think that torch is passed from Jimmy to Bam. Whereas like Bam needs to be the one kind of moving the needle towards where this team needs to push this bill. Like I think like if Bam, they need to talk to Bam before they offer Jimmy any type of extension. Do you want to play? Me neither.
That
I
nigga
don't think they're asking Bam shit, to be honest with you.
But that's the problem.
Bam said yeah regardless though, man.
I don't think he's gonna say, yeah, I want Jimmy to get his money. I just don't see him saying that.
But it's just it's gonna be like, do you want to play with Jimmy for 2 more years?
I think that's gonna be on some. That's not my job to decide.
Yeah,
From Bam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like he's like it is because it really isn't. It's just like I think he'll be on some more like, oh, I think y'all should go get Donovan type shit.
Yeah.
Like before he be on some like, cause like how I think he probably views it is like, why would he want to get rid of Jimmy? You feel me? Like all his success, like from a team perspective, has come next to him. So it's like, why y'all making me pick between us two? Like, like I shouldn't have to do that, which he shouldn't. It should be on some no. Who are we adding to play with me? Like and him, but more so me. Like in the future, like the whole Woj thing.
So
Let,
it's more so
let,
like stop asking Jimmy what he needs and start asking
Oh
me what
yeah,
I
he
need.
he
And
has no. He should have no discussions about roster construction. Jimmy Butler, no,
Roy, but
absolutely not.
let
what's
me
up, Tay?
ask you this though, Roy. Like, we know the Jimmy extension is coming, bro. There's
Yeah,
no ifs, ands, or buts about it. What type of roster can you build with Jimmy and Bam eating up the salary cap? What roster can you put around them, bro, that can compete, dog? How can you get a third guy? Or it probably with the new CBA you can't even get a third guy. So how can you field a roster that's competitive, bro? Like how do you move? Who do you move off of, bro? Like to field a good roster?
they're not. You can't. And I think like they're gonna give us the here nigga damn move with Tyler Hero. Like
It's
they're
gonna
going
look
to
like
trade Tyler.
it's gonna
I
look like
disagree.
the.
I think
It's gonna look
Huh?
like the.
I
In
think
my
they
opinion, I think it's gonna look like the Lakers roster. Like the way the Lakers payroll look, is two people getting paid a lot, like in AD and Bron, and then everybody else is at like 16 to 18, and then you get down to like the fives and whatever. Like that's what I think is gonna happen. Well, it's like 10 to 18 from like Gabe Vincent. I think Gabe Vincent, Rui, Vando, D'Lo, and Reeves all make between somewhere between like 10 million and like $18 million, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what like that's by breaking down Tyler Hero into two people. Like
yeah.
it like because other than that, bro, and that team is not going to be good enough to compete for no title.
Yeah, no,
It
I
I don't see
mean,
an avenue. I don't see an avenue to competing, bro. Like
we
I
literally
don't see
got
it.
the light version of that. We literally have the light version of the late. Nah, G shit. We got the light version of what the Lakers will put out.
Correct, but we're also like 3 years behind them in terms of like trying to. So we're going to be in year one of trying to create that. Their goal is going to be to create what LA has now by the time Jimmy reaches the end of this extension.
That's just
So they're
this is
going.
disgusting, dog.
It is what it is. CS, you wanted to jump in here,
This
but I just saw new and
this is my
Evan.
this is my
Go ahead.
thing. I don't. This isn't a really to me a situation about what they can or can't build. It's about what they will build. Because I think there are avenues for them to add talent with like the money that they have outside of Jimmy and Bam. The question is, are they willing to pay that talent? That's my thing. It's like it's not about can we fit three max guys or even really four like and fill out the rest of the roster with like just minimums and bullshit guys who want to come like a Kelly Oubre who took the minimum to go to Philly. Like they can do that just like they were going to do that with Dame. The question is, are they willing to give up things to get those players? And are they willing to take those risks? That's the real issue. They are very risk averse. That's how I look at it. It's not even about like, oh, we don't want to necessarily pay money. They willing to give out the money because they're gonna give it to fucking Jimmy. But they don't want to risk certain things outside of what they already have. And that's why I say, like, this is really just a front office issue. Like, that's the real hovering issue right here. Like, until the mind state and ideology of the front office changes, like, this is just going to be a reoccurring issue down the line. In my
Well,
opinion.
that's kind of what I was talking about when I was saying like when people are talking about what it means for Miami not to run it back. I was like, I don't really think it's like a individual player type thing. Like it's a philosophy shift. Like they have to shift the way that they think about roster construction in order to like find new avenues for success. And that includes them stop straddling the fucking fence, like trying to bridge timelines with the young and the old guys. Like there's a hard line. I can already feel it from like the fan base and in the organization itself. There's a hard line on Niko Jovic that should not be there. And that shit, if that precludes them from getting kind of like the next guy, like the Donovan or whatever. Like, let's say, for instance, they draw this hard line in the sand with Cleveland about Niko Jovic, and then they end up missing on that. Like that is the genesis of another season like this of them making smaller like changes that don't really have an impact on the overall team. Like I want to give New and Abbott the opportunity to talk.
Oh, go ahead.
New, you first, of course, because basement. First of all, how are you doing today?
Go ahead, Abbott. I'm good, but go ahead, Abbott.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, she probably.
Yeah, you was here. You was here before me. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, about the. I guess starting with the Jimmy shit. I'm like in between here with the. I can't say no legacy, but I can't say you give him like the D, like what you should have gave the D Wade shit. So I'm kind of like in agreement with CS where it's just you probably should just not ask. Probably need to tell him like, listen, we got to drop this number down. Like for real, like we can't give you 50. We can give you more years, but you can't get 50. And then to the other point about like the risk averse shit, I think that's just I mean that's how the organization is, right? With all the reports with Nico's untouchable and Jaime and shit, and it's like they too scared of quote unquote like trading somebody and then they for some reason become an all-star and like they're only super well hunting. Like why are LeBron and KD the only star players on your radar and them niggas is about to be 40, which makes no sense at all. So I mean I don't know what they're about to do about Jimmy's extension. I really don't care though, to be honest. Like I think the more important thing is they should extend Bam like immediately as a sign of goodwill. Like we're actually going to try some shit, even if it's fake trying, and then go from there.
If I'm Bam, I don't know if I'm signing an extension.
I'm not.
He not.
Me neither, bro.
Like I can't commit myself to that.
I'm running my career like.
No, I feel you, because it is like I need like I mean obviously there's no guarantees. I mean like these niggas is liars. So but like I need some way y'all prove to me that y'all are like trying shit. Cause I'm super cool with trading for Donovan. Like I don't understand people are like, well, what if you trade for Donovan and we still lose the title? It's like, nigga, that's not the point. The point is that you trying to actually make a move to win some shit, not just half-assing your way through shit to pretend you're doing something. I pretend to do shit at work all day.
Currently.
Like, and my bosses know when I'm pretending to do shit, and they know when I'm actually doing shit. So
mine don't. So that's why I'm here hosting the Spaces right now, because I decided that I'm not going to do no work for the next hour or so. But yeah, New, welcome again. Want to hear your thoughts. Like, what were the first thoughts to cross your mind when you saw Jimmy wanted that extension? And we all know Miami's going to give it to him. So how do you feel like Miami's going to be able to navigate the situation after that?
Bye, Bam. That was my first thought. Like, if I'm Bam Adebayo and I see this team that, like, since the minute they drafted me, I've had to earn everything. It was like from the minute you started putting me on the court, it was clear I was better than Hassan Whiteside, but I had to earn mine. It didn't matter. Hassan kept starting. I was still coming off the bench. I wasn't getting the minutes I deserved because of Hassan. From the minute you drafted me, it's been like, oh, earn, not given here. You know, we got to work hard every second of every hour of every day. And then you sign this dude whose career, it's not like Jimmy wasn't no superstar before he got to Miami. You sign this dude and we've elevated each other. I've been just as paramount in his success as he has. But he's the guy who gets all the love. And now you've allowed him to come in and take the regular season, which y'all used to tell me matter, as a joke. Y'all let he show up when he want to, he play when he want, like even when he's playing, he's not playing. Like, this is not what y'all have ingrained in me since I got here. And then you're gonna pay him when it's clear he's declining, when it's clear he can't do what he wants. Like y'all let Jimmy Butler treat the Heat like an option, like, and y'all gonna pay him, and I'm out because I can go play with better players. Like, if Jimmy Butler was freaking Nikola Jokic, I would get it. Like, bro, it's the best player in basketball. You let the best player in basketball do what he want to do. Jimmy might not even be a top 25, 30 player in the regular season. And it's clear he can't stay healthy. If you're Bam Adebayo, why do you want to hitch your wagon to the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler at a more expensive older age. Like, if I'm Bam, I'm out. Y'all can pay Jimmy. That's cool. I'm requesting a trade. I'm not signing no extensions. I'm gonna request a trade with not a lot of years left on my deal, which is going to limit what you're gonna be. You can't Damian Lillard me with a year left on my deal because a team is gonna be scared away. So yeah, that was my first thing. I saw that and I'm like Threat said, we know they're gonna pay him. And to me, that signals the end of Bam Adebayo's tenure in Miami.
So I, you know me, I'm the villain. I gotta play devil's advocate here, dog. I'm gonna keep it a beam, bro. That nigga Bam leave, bro. I'm not losing sleep, dog. I just got to keep it 1K, bro. Great player, you know what I'm saying? Hall of Fame career, but I'm not losing sleep for Bam Adebayo, bro. If that nigga want to go ahead and ship his ass, bro. We'll figure some shit out. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I know y'all don't want to hear that shit, but that nigga, I'm not losing sleep, bro.
I want to hear it.
I'm really not. He's not a. He's not he's not. I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but he's not what y'all hyping him up to be. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
I don't know. Like, what are we hyping him up to be? I just think that
I
we've never seen him put in a situation where he can be maximized, bro.
I
And
I
I think
feel
that's all we
like
want to see.
oftentimes he gets hyped up to be like a top 10, 12 player in the league, bro. And I just don't think he's
Whoa,
that, bro.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
don't
that
know.
threat. But
I
you know
don't
what
think.
threat? You know what you said? So what's so funny, bro? You said go ahead and ship his ass and let him leave, bro. That's the issue. He will not be shipped, brother. He will not be shipped.
He would just be
He
doing the
gonna walk
leaving
for
part.
nothing.
Yes,
Well,
he's
well,
gonna.
if he
Like,
walking for nothing, that's a problem. But if you
No,
have rumblings in the air, bro, then you go ahead and ship his ass now, bro.
but you know threat, bro. You know they not gonna trade him.
Of course not. I know that's not gonna happen, and I also know that Jimmy shit not gonna happen either. It's just hypotheticals getting thrown in the air at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the boy Ty said. He said Bam will indeed sign that extension. We know, like brother, like nothing that we talk about here is anything that we project or predict will happen with this roster. We know the game plan already. We've seen it too many times. Good brother, this roster will be running it back for a 6 year in a row. I would not be surprised if Tyler Hero is on this roster next year. I would not be surprised if their starting five is Terry, Tyler, Jimmy, Jovic, Bam next year.
Unserious individuals.
is AD on the Olympic team?
Anthony Davis, no.
Is AD on what?
The Olympic
The
team.
Olympic team, no.
yeah, he is. He is.
He
Oh,
is.
oh, that
I thought he
sucks
was.
I
because
don't
No,
he
I
think
think
he
it's
is.
Joel. It's Joel and Bam. Them the two
Yeah.
bigs on there.
Well,
because
I mean, B about to not play, so they might as well
yeah,
tell AD get ready.
because
I
all I
think
know
AD
Wait,
is
we
playing.
sure? Let me look back. I thought when I was looking at it, I thought I saw another big up there. Hold on, let me
because
see.
AD gonna
It
be
was
on
AD.
Braun. He gonna be following Braun everywhere.
I mean, you only get 10, right? I don't think they would
Uh,
waste 3 spots
I
on
think
well,
Bam.
they
so.
said 80 there.
He is
Okay,
there.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
They said
I
80 is there.
Cause bro, like spoke, like I really think, like I'm so serious. I know Threat and New and Bro. I think everybody up here would agree, bro. Like Jimmy, if you got a problem, bro, we'll send you to a glamorous place to live, like Miami West, with more traffic. Like
Come on
you
now.
can go play in LA, brother. Like LeBron, do you want to win or not? You can run your empire. You only win coming here. Like you only gain coming here.
People are saying like 80, bring them AD. Like y'all think what do you think Miami can send to LA for Anthony Davis?
We got no guards to play with Bam and AD. That don't even make no sense. So what's the use of that?
Yeah,
What a
like
disgusting bill. What a
Hey, just
disgusting
let me.
bill.
Hey, hold on. I want to respond to Threat because Threat. I understand what you're saying completely about like Bam not being like this top 12 player. That's not the reason why I said that, brother. Because I agree. I don't think Bam is no top 12 player. None of that. It's two things. Number one, I think at this point in his career, Bam Adebayo is a bigger draw for a star to come play with than Jimmy Butler. So that's the main reason why to me you prioritize keeping Bam over keeping Jimmy, because 2 summers in a row you've seen it. Players players have wanted to come to Miami at the prospect of playing with Bam. Donovan thought he was coming to Miami to play with Bam. Dame was like, this nigga was all over podcasts. Like, I'd never seen Damian Lillard talk so much before. Like, gushing about how, like, yeah, Bam, my favorite player in the league to play with. They asked this nigga during the season, hey, name your top 5 players, right? You build your super team. The nigga picked Bam. Like, so to me, you prioritize that when the league has shown you, like, the way niggas, stars, forget, because I don't care about role players. The way stars in the NBA speak about Bam Adebayo at 27 years old, to me means you hold on to that because you can build your team around that. Like, that's number one. And number two, I just like Jimmy's best days are ahead of him. I don't believe playoff Jimmy is ever going to make an appearance again. Like, I don't believe, like, you end up playing every year, and he's going to continue to get hurt more and more. So to me, that's why I'm like, you have to prioritize Bam over Jimmy. Has nothing to do with the talent or what I think Bam is. It's about what I think you can do for your team around Bam.
I agree 100%. I even tweeted it today. It shouldn't even be a debate. If it comes down to Jimmy and Bam, you niggas should be putting highlight reels together. Jimmy first return game back to Miami if it ever came down to picking between both of them, bro. Like it's not even a thought to me. That nigga holds way more weight than Jimmy Butler does to me, in my opinion, bro.
And he's a playoff riser. He scored 20 points or more
Uh,
in 10
uh,
straight playoff games.
that playoff don't we using that playoff riser real loosely.
Hey,
It's a
brother.
couple niggas that's playoff risers. He's not one of them, brother.
Hey, brother, you can't
That
convince me otherwise. When
that
our
nigga
team needed a score, we got Bam. That's what I
that
saw.
a playoff riser elevates a little bit more than that, my brother. I
They
ain't gonna hold
elevate
you.
themselves to a level that they do not play at in the regular season.
I
I
Facts.
know what
saw
for
Idris do it.
hey, a playoff
That nigga
riser to
not a
me,
playoff riser.
a playoff riser to me can get you one game in a series.
Come on now.
What
And
can
I've seen him
hey
do it.
no Kendall, we not gonna do Kendall, you think he
Nah,
a
nah.
playoff riser?
I think he's trending in that direction. Absolutely,
I don't see it, bro.
absolutely,
Yes,
I
indeed.
don't see that, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Yo,
absolutely.
I don't see it, bro. I also don't. I don't know, bro. I don't see that
Oh,
at all, bro.
the reason
Also,
why
like,
I see
considering,
But
like,
this
I'm
this
looking
is the
at
way I
Tyler
look
Hero.
at it.
I'm looking at Tyler Hero going in the opposite direction in the
the
playoffs, though. Like, even
the
if Bam
Yeah,
likes to
like
maintain,
he's trending down. Like he was
yeah,
worse this year. This is my thing with Bam. Like I don't think he's ever gonna be like a top 10 like go-to scorer offensive player, but I think he can do enough offensively to like do the other things that maybe your best player does that best player doesn't do exceptionally well. Like he's a connector guy. He can play that. I think he could play like that Chris Bosh role offensively, whereas like he can keep working on that corner three, spacing the floor, doing like the little things, and still get you like that 20 points just off of effort and hustle. But I
a
think his defense is just
yeah.
like, bro, like I think people like underrate the season he had defensively this year. Like outside of like Wemby, nobody else had the like defensive impact he had this year when they were on the court. Miami was the 24th ranked defense with him off the floor, and they were top four with him on. And they finished top 5 overall. Like it's the
Hey,
man was third in differential
CS like
behind Jokic and Embiid. Like he has impact. It's
I
just
wanna
not scoring.
I wanna add to that in the playoff riser thing. Just based off of watching these playoffs, I am starting like, bruh, I'm seeing a lot of fraudness, bro. In the playoff riser, I'm not just gonna lean into only offense threat. I know you are offensive guy, bro, but Bam be erasing niggas, bro. Like
But he took Tatum out
what
of
he
that
did to
series, bro.
Tatum, bro. Like that
He
got to be
took him out
spoken
of the
on.
series.
Yeah, bro. Like he
Bro, they
eliminated
best
Tatum.
player was arguably Derek White.
yeah.
And
I'm
he
about to
was
say we
just
got beat by
cooking
Derek
niggas
White.
one-on-one.
arguably
Yeah,
about it.
it's not arguable. It's without a doubt. It
It's a
was
He
Derek
was
fact.
White.
running a train on Tyler Hero, bro. Like they was literally saying anybody but Bam defense. Offense. Like
Like
we gonna find
Jason Tatum
if you
wasn't.
Bam on this ball, we switching. Like
Tatum
it's
wasn't
fucking
even
crazy.
he wasn't even a top 2 player in that series on his team, bro. Like I think that
You
whole way we seen what he done to Giannis, bro. Like Giannis will get numbers, but like in them 4 quarters, like we seen him eliminate Giannis. We seen him eliminate Joel Embiid. Like I
Embiid, yep.
think I think
but
that whole
Embiid is a playoff dropper, so we're not gonna do that.
well we see him getting 30
Mm,
something a game on New York. But I agree with you. But I do agree with you in being a playoff dropper. But them other two,
I think he's just a great player, bro. And it just translates to the playoffs. I think he's just an
okay, that's
82
real.
game
That's
player and
real.
a 16 game player. I think he's both.
That's that's good enough for me. Like I think that's
I
kind of like
think
what it is.
when I think playoff riser, dog,
You thinking
I
Jamal
really
Murray?
think it's level. Jamal Murray and I hate this fuck nigga Chris
Chris
Middleton
Middleton,
is a
yeah.
fucking playoff riser,
Go
dog.
ahead,
Well,
say it.
I
if they
hate that
playoff
fuck nigga
risers,
with
then
a
you know
passion.
Jimmy's a playoff riser. I
Playoff,
mean,
yeah. Jimmy bitch ass is
Jimmy
a
definitely got it. You know what I'm
that
saying?
bitch ass nigga a playoff riser too.
But it's
But
kind of like Bam serves as kind of like that other piece though that helps those level playoff risers get to the level that you're talking about. I don't think Bam is like in a sense like he's not those guys where he's gonna take a like 6-7 point bump in like points per game. No, brother. Like, but his defense goes up another notch, bro. Like it
This is the
does.
way I
Like,
look at it.
I
If you
I
put
also
Bam, like,
hmm?
if you put Bam on the Suns instead of Bill, we're talking about a true contender. Like, that is a true contender. They have real number one, they have a real number two, and Bam's just there, bro. Just play defense and give us that little easy, like, rim points at the
if you
your
replace
little easy 20.
that's a chip
if you
team to me.
replace if you
I think
replace
they win it
Daniel
all.
Gafford with Bam on the Mavs, they're
That's
winning
what I'm saying. Like,
championship.
I agree.
Mavs winning the title.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with both of those.
Because
I
at
think
that
Suns
point,
win the
Bam would
title
be
with Bam as a
perfectly
third.
in his spot. See, the problem with people like when they evaluate Bam is they try to think he's a number one option. No, we've seen Bam career, bro. He's a pass first, defensive minded big that could stumble upon 18 to 20 points a game. If he was in his position, like you said on Dallas, for example, hypothetical, where he's like a third guy, right? Where he could just get his offense without you needing him to get the offense. You feel me? Like he'll just get it off the, Kyrie
He's still
Luka
he's still
jump
gonna stumble into
downs.
them 18 to 20 points.
He's still gonna stumble into 18-20 plus all defense first team DPOI level defense. That's a championship anchor, bro. Bam is a championship anchor. The problem with us is we haven't given him those offensive juggernauts. You feel what I'm saying? Like Jimmy, he rises in the playoffs, but in the regular season, he's more of a pass first type of guy. I mean, this is a guy taking like 12, 13 shots a game, which you could say it helps the team aspect of it, right? He's unselfish. He's getting the role players involved, and we've seen in the postseason that the role players step up their game and knock down 3-pointers. So we could give Jimmy credit for that, but at the same time, sometimes you need a little bit more. And this is the problem that we're going to have right here. Okay, so Jimmy wants 2 years at the max. He's going to be 37 at the end of it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, do we pay him and get like low regular season production and still skate into the playoffs 5, 6, 7, 8 seed? Like what? Because Bam is like he's staying with the Heat, like cornerstone next decade plus. Undeniable, ain't nothing that's going to change that. But it's Jimmy Butler. That's the major question.
I
Like,
don't know
what
about
is
that,
going to
Weezy.
happen with Jimmy Butler, bro?
I think we've already seen what's going to happen with Jimmy Butler, and I think it's going to continue to happen. A
I,
lot of people are going to like attribute this whatever happened in Jimmy Butler to like injury and stuff like that, but I'm attributing it to Jimmy Butler's decline as a basketball player. I agree with Threat. I think Threat said it. Like, I don't think we're going to see playoff Jimmy anymore. Like, that's not going to be a thing. I think at this point, Jimmy is going to be a 17 to 25 point guy on random nights, and then that should be all that you expect from him. Is that worth $50 million to you?
Nope.
that's what
Like,
New said it, but I'll take credit for it. Keep on.
yeah, but I'm sorry, I cannot do that. I will give that black woman her credit because I love black women. So she will get her just due. Fuck you niggas. Dolphin, want you to tap in, brother. You've been on stage for a while. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, my friend. How about you?
I'm doing well. Go ahead and tap in with the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, to the overarching point about this whole thing about the Jimmy Butler situation. No, I'm not going to pay you $56 million a year. Unequivocally, no. I mean, for one, first fact of the matter is we're at a situation now where it's just fundamentally speaking, the older you get, you're not going to get healthier. that just defies the laws of human health. And I don't think Jimmy Butler is going to be the guy to beat the odds. So from that standpoint there, you can already expect he's going to miss more games. He played this season 60. I don't think he's going to play more than 60 again. So I'm in a situation now where I'm paying you $56 million a year. And fundamentally, it doesn't sit right with me to pay a player essentially $1 million a year, or pardon me, $1 million a game, when half the season he's going to half-ass the season. So now I'm in a situation where I'm paying you $1 million per game, essentially. You're fucking off for the first 3 months of it anyway. So fundamentally, it doesn't make sense. And any decision that they make with Jimmy Butler when it comes to paying him that type of extension, like you guys have already assumed, which likely they will do, it will not be because of basketball purposes for the betterment of the Miami Heat. It will be 95% sentimentality to right the wrongs. And I think Threat had said this initially, to right the wrongs about how they kind of fucked it up with D-Wade and, how they're like, oh, everything like that. But at the same time, like that's the legacy thing and this, that, and the third. So from that standpoint there, unequivocally no. And I'm not a big fan. I mean, truth be told, I kind of made the joke in the chat, but shit, if I'm Mickey and Pat, I'm giving Bernie Lee a 1 year, $16 million contract extension. I'm gonna say what? He's Mr. 60. He plays 16 games, right? He's Mr. 16. He's a 16 game player, not an 82 game player. That's fine with me. He's gonna get $16 million for the 16 games in the playoffs, if that. So obviously, from that standpoint there, I wouldn't pay him. I frankly wouldn't. And at the end of the day, you have the leverage to do so. Like, I don't look around the league, and I'm like genuinely looking around the league. I can't find a team that has the space for a 35 to 37-year-old Jimmy Butler that's willing to pay that level of money for him. So my biggest concern, not to just keep harping on the Jimmy Butler thing, and what will likely probably happen, they're going to do the same thing like they did with Terry Rozier, where they're going to give you the here motherfucker damn trade, where it's like, look, you guys whined and bitched and complained about Kyle Lowry. Cool. We got rid of Kyle. You happy? Shut up. It's going to be the same situation that they'll likely do with Tyler. And be like, fine, we got rid of Tyler. You fucking happy? Now shut up. We're going to pay Jimmy. We're going to pay Bam. And that's it.
Yeah, brother, like that shit's so depressing, dog. Like, I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. Like, I don't want this to be like a long ass like spaces or a playback. I just kind of like wanting to get people's initial thoughts, let people get an opportunity to speak their piece. We're gonna go around the panel one more time, get everybody's final thoughts on this, and then I'm gonna end this shit. The season just ended. I will be taking my break. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, I'm not gonna be making content for a while, and then we'll get into it like when the off season starts to pick up or whatever. But I'm gonna watch the playoffs. Like, fuck y'all, I don't give a shit. Freeze take all you want to. I'm not gonna be doing this shit. So I'll start with Wisdom Warriors, brother. This is your first time speaking on here. I like what you said when you got an opportunity to speak. But final words, and then I'm gonna punch your ass off the stage.
I got you. But so with Jimmy, right? So he's gonna get paid these next 2 years. So just look for a Jimmy and Bam build for these next 3 seasons, because of the fact that Miami Heat also want to keep a positive reputation around league circles. Because don't forget what happened with D-Wade. People were kind of shocked a little bit. Damn, like they did D-Wade like that. You know what I'm saying? So the Heat
don't like Jimmy like that.
The Heat want to keep that type of reputation as a top flight franchise, and they take care of their players. So they're just gonna give Jimmy them 2 years, not because of only basketball reasons, but because of reputation reasons as well, because they're still going to be trying to get free agents after Jimmy, you know what I mean? And I think with a Jimmy and Bam duo for the next 3 seasons, if we manage it right, starting with getting Tyler off the team and getting those 30+ million off the books and get off that dream of I'm going to trade Tyler for a whale, that dream is dead. So what you can do is you could trade Tyler for some complementary pieces that could fit Spo's scheme, 3-and-D guys with length that could fit Spo's scheme, and you might be able to get a pick out of it. Well, it depends how desperate the other team is. I still think Tyler has some trade value, just not for a well, but you could get some pieces for him. Rozier still got a few years left on his contract at 24, 25 million. And plus you got Duncan, who's the best shooter in Heat history, one of the best shooters in NBA history, who actually improved this game, unlike Tyler. He's able to put the ball on the ground. He throws lobs and things like that, not just a sniper. So I think that it's about what we do to add to the core of Jimmy and Bam, because that's what we're going to get for the next 3 seasons. Bam ain't going anywhere. He's going to retire as a Miami Heat. You're not going to find a guy like Bam that could shut off 1 through 5 legitly. I'm talking about shut it off, not just guard it. Okay, I got the switch, whether it's Dame, Steph, or I got Jovic on Porzingis and I'm guarding Tatum. He's shutting down anything moving. Plus, he could give you that 18 to 20. So what we got to do is, and what the franchise got to do is, got to take a deep look in the mirror. And that's why I kind of like this loss. It hurt, but it was humbling. Hopefully this humble beatdown could make these dudes look in the mirror and realize, look, man, this ain't good enough to win a championship, man. And if we want to compete and not lose to a role player like Derek White and get back to where we got to get back to, you got to make some fundamental changes. You can't harp on these role player dudes who you fall in love with, like Tyler Hero. You got to move off them and elevate that roster. Now, who can we get? I honestly don't know. I mean, people want Donovan Mitchell. I like Donovan Mitchell. But for the past 4 or 5 years, he's been breaking down knee, calf, hamstring, thigh. I mean, when you look out there, man, it ain't a lot of options, man. And that's all I got to say. I appreciate y'all putting me on here, man, and salute to all y'all.
Appreciate you, Wisdom Warriors, brother. I appreciate you for tapping in with us, getting on stage to speak. And I feel like you was cooking a little bit. Now, I will warn you against hope about this team potentially competing with Bam and Jimmy on this roster, brother. Like, and that the team might have learned something by losing. They, good brother, if we learned anything about the Miami Heat, they are a stubborn, arrogant-ass franchise. And I think that it is more likely that you see some variation of this same roster than an entirely new one next year. Abbott, my guy, final words.
We should stop being all doom and gloom. You know, we did watch Tyler Hero's last game in the Miami Heat jersey last night.
Come on now.
Come on, listen, rejoice. Probably Caleb Martin's too. He can go back to the YMCA J. Cole found him at. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else. I guess prepare for Zach Edey to be drafted and have a great.
Let me get your ass up out of here immediately. Talking about drafting another humongous ass white person. No. Stop it. Don't do that. Dolphin, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet, man. Just be grateful you're alive at the end of the day. For anyone who's not tapped in, which probably everybody is, it's time to follow Drew Star. It's Drew Star season. He's fucking back. I need a hero, and I'm holding out for a hero, not a top one. And in all seriousness, Miami, Pat, if you happen to be listening to this fucking thing, if you go to bed, number one, and additionally as well too, don't let sentimentality win. Okay, don't let sentimentality win. You made a mistake with D Wade. You don't need to have to keep rectifying mistakes past just because of one. Trade Jimmy if you got to. Trade Tyler because you have to. And honestly, just build around Bam. And most importantly as well too, make sure to give Haywood Highsmith a contract.
I felt it coming. And I had my finger ready to punch your motherfucking ass as soon as the words parted your lips. And won't. I mean, I have a sneaky suspicion that Haywood Highsmith will. Yeah, I did, brother. I did. I felt it, JKL, the smooth. But yeah. Jason Adebayo. I think this is who this is. Jason Adebayo, is that you?
Yes, sir, nigga.
I'm wrapping up the spaces, but I've seen an old friend and decided to let you get up here, brother. You can speak your piece on this entirety of whatever we was talking about, but then I'm gonna kick you off as soon as you're done.
No, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick, like,
wait, this is Dyer?
Yeah, nigga, you say the
You're
same
the
shit
same.
every time,
You're
bro.
the same, brother. Like you're the same fucking person. Make your name the same everywhere, bro.
It's the same nigga, bro.
It's not. It's Dire Sports on Twitter. Jason Adebayo everywhere. Nigga, God. Okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
that I don't have a Twitter account. That's the account I use on Twitter. That's why. But yeah, unlike this is my like actual name on YouTube and yeah, when I come on Playbook, that's why. Yeah. But no, I was gonna say, bro, like I don't want to see that nigga Tyler on my team. You're always right. I'm not even gonna cap, bro. I tried to come on here and argue a couple weeks ago about Tyler, bro. Try to give him a chance. At least I gave him a chance, you know what I'm saying? So I gave him a chance. Dude did nothing with it. Slapped me in the face, you know? So I'm taking that chance right back, bro. I don't want that nigga on my team no more, bro. I'm at the point where I won't even try to trade Tyler for a start, to be honest with you. I will kind of try to do like a salary dump where you get rid of his contract, get further below the apron, try to see if you can sign some like players are on the fringe. Like I was giving an example yesterday about how Boston signed Derek White, they signed KP, they signed Brogdon at some point too, and even Drew, right? So those guys were like fringe all-star guys. They weren't like, you know, all-stars and then their former teams. And Boston said, you know what, we're going to take a chance. This guy's not a superstar, but we'll take him. So I think that's what we should try to do with Tyler. Like, bro, if you could get fringe all-stars, and we already know we take all these undrafted guys and max them out anyway. So, bro, you're telling me if we got Derek White 2 years ago, this dude wouldn't be playing at an all-star level on this team? Probably will. I mean, so that's what I would try to do. I think that's more realistic as well. But yeah, we definitely cooked it if we give Jimmy the extension.
Appreciate you, brother. And I appreciate you being honest enough to be able to like admit that, you know what I mean, you might have took a wrong turn. I don't think like nobody here really want to point the finger and do no victory laps about the shit that we be saying. I'm just, for me personally, I'm happy that people are starting to
Speak
like.
for yourself, brother.
Okay, bro. I was thinking, but
You
I'm just
call
happy.
me Nipsey Hussle Jr. when it comes to victory laps, because yeah, I'm taking it.
I like the fact that people are starting to just kind of like realize a truth about what's happening, and they're able to kind of like transition their thinking into figuring out how we should move forward as a roster now. Like I don't really care about how right I was all this time. CS, final words, brother.
A couple of months ago, you asked us if we enjoyed this season more or last season, and I can definitively say last season was much better. This was fucking hell. This season was fucking hell. There was nothing enjoyable about it at all. Miami's just the front office. I don't know. I just keep saying. I just think they're Wade merchants. That's just how I feel about it. Like when Threat Kendall brought up the fact when they did that fucking Terry Rozier trade that they could have had Kyrie Irving for the same package. Like that pretty much ruined the season for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was like where the season went to hell for me personally. It just, I don't know, man. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of watching struggle hoops, bro. Like I just want a guard that can fucking go get a bucket. Like that's all I'm asking for. I don't feel like that's a lot to ask as a fan of basketball. So I land my plane.
Yeah, brother, and thank you. Appreciate you for tapping in, brother. But yes, like that is what most of us have been asking for, brother. Like it's not necessarily like all in for stars or whatever, bro. Just make the game entertaining to watch. Like if we're not going to be actual competitors, then at least give us an entertaining product. I think what Miami's done over the course of these years is not only have they kind of like sold the majority of the fan base lies in terms of like their desire to compete, but they've let the product that we have to watch go to shit over these last few years. And that it's fucking annoying. Like that's what it is. And I think most of the fan base is starting to get annoyed with it now, even though we've been annoyed with it for a while. But yeah, that's just what it is, though. Like it's just not entertaining anymore. New last words.
Last words. I was gonna say something, but I don't want to get us flagged on YouTube, so I won't choose those words.
I can end the stream on YouTube, and you can just say it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do that. I ended the stream on YouTube. Go ahead, say whatever you want to say.
Man,